Once upon a time, there was a little girl who loved to dream. Every night, she would drift off to sleep and embark on magical adventures in her dreams. One night, as she closed her eyes, she found herself in a field of glowing colors. She looked around in wonder, taking in the vibrant hues that surrounded her. As she walked through the fields, she discovered new dreams to explore. Dreams of flying like a bird, dreams of swimming in crystal clear waters, dreams of baking delicious treats with her favorite stuffed animal. After hours of exploring these colorful dreams, the little girl began to feel tired. She lay down on a soft cloud and looked up at the starry sky. She realized that every night adventure revealed a new surprise, and she couldn't wait to see what dreams tomorrow would bring. As morning light crept through her curtains, the little girl woke up, feeling refreshed and ready for a new day. She knew that tonight, when she closed her eyes again, she would find herself back in those beautiful dream fields, ready for another exciting journey. Good night, my dear. She continued to explore the dream fields, finding herself in all sorts of magical places. One moment, she was riding a rainbow. The next, she was dancing with fairies under a waterfall. As night turned to morning, she realized that each dream was more beautiful than the last. Just when she thought her adventure was over, she stumbled upon a secret door hidden within a tree trunk. She hesitated for a moment before stepping through, wondering what wonders awaited her on the other side. She found herself in a bustling marketplace filled with vendors selling colorful wares and exotic treats. She sampled sweet fruits she had never seen before and marveled at the intricate patterns of the clothing being sold. As much as she wanted to stay and explore more, she knew it was time to head back home. With one last look around, she stepped through the secret door and found herself back in her cozy bedroom. She smiled contentedly as she drifted off to sleep, already dreaming of her next adventure. And every night after that, she returned to those magical dream fields, always eager to discover what new surprises lay in store for her. One night, as she wandered through the dream fields, she heard a soft melody floating on the breeze. Curious, she followed the sound and found herself at the edge of a forest. She stepped inside and discovered that the trees were alive with music. Birds chirped in harmony. Leaves rustled to create a symphony. Even the ground beneath her feet seemed to hum softly. She danced through the forest, lost in the beauty of the sounds around her. Suddenly, she saw a glimmer of light up ahead. As she approached, she realized it was coming from a crystal clear stream. She kneeled down by the water's edge and cupped some of the sparkling liquid in her hands. To her surprise, the water began to flow around her fingers like gentle waves. She dipped her hands back into the stream, feeling the coolness against her skin. As she splashed the water playfully, she noticed a fish swimming nearby. It looked up at her with wise eyes before swimming off, leading her deeper into the stream. She followed the fish, marveling at the vibrant colors of the aquatic plants swaying in the current. Soon, they reached a hidden waterfall where the fish disappeared into a small opening behind it. Intrigued, she followed suit. Through the waterfall, she found herself in a cave lit by glowing orbs. She walked forward, her curiosity piqued. As she turned a corner, she stumbled upon a group of fairies dancing around a campfire. They looked up at her and smiled, welcoming her into their circle. They shared stories and laughter late into the night, until finally the little girl felt a gentle nudge from one of the fairies. It was time for her to return home. She thanked the fairies for their hospitality and made her way back through the dream fields, feeling grateful for another magical adventure. And every night after that, she looked forward to exploring new parts of this wondrous dream world, never knowing what amazing surprises awaited her around the next corner. As the little girl made her way back through the dream fields, she noticed a new path leading off into the distance. Curious, she decided to explore it further. The path wound its way up a hill covered in soft grass, and at the top, she found herself looking out over a vast ocean. The water sparkled in the moonlight, and she could see waves crashing against the shore far below. She sat down on a rocky outcropping, mesmerized by the beauty of it all. Suddenly, she felt something brush against her leg. Looking down, she saw a small seashell moving on its own accord. To her amazement, the shell began to talk. It told her tales of underwater kingdoms and magical creatures that lived deep below the waves. The little girl listened intently, lost in wonder at this new world unfolding before her. As dawn broke over the horizon, the seashell bade her farewell and scurried back into the ocean. The little girl watched it go, feeling a sense of sadness that another adventure was coming to an end. But she also felt grateful for the many magical moments she had experienced during her time in the dream world. And every night after that, as she drifted off to sleep, she looked forward to seeing what new surprises awaited her there. One particularly restless night, the little girl found herself back in the dream fields. This time, however, they seemed different, darker, more ominous. She looked around warily, unsure of what to do. Suddenly, she heard a low growl coming from nearby. Peering through the shadows, she saw a group of scary creatures lurking in the distance. They were tall and menacing, with sharp claws and glowing red eyes. Fear gripped her heart as she realized she was trapped. But just as she was about to give up hope, she felt a familiar presence beside her. It was her trusty stuffed animal, the one she had brought with her on all her adventures. The little girl reached out and held onto it tightly, taking comfort in its soft, familiar embrace. And somehow, that small gesture of courage gave her the strength to face the terrifying creatures head on. With a loud roar, she charged forward, swinging her stuffed animal like a weapon. To her surprise, the creatures fled before her, scared off by this brave little girl. As the last of them disappeared into the darkness, the dream fields returned to their usual brightness and beauty. The little girl breathed a sigh of relief, grateful for her stuffed animal's help, and even more thankful that she had found the courage to face her fears. Another night, the little girl found herself in a bustling city filled with towering skyscrapers and bright lights. She marveled at the hustle and bustle around her, watching people rushing about their daily lives. Suddenly, she noticed a group of children playing in an alleyway nearby. They were laughing and chasing each other, oblivious to the world around them. She approached them cautiously, not wanting to disturb their fun, but as she got closer, she saw that they were all holding onto brightly colored balloons. Curious, she asked if she could join in. The children welcomed her with open arms, and soon they were all running through the streets, chasing after their balloons. They led her to a large park where they let go of their balloons and watched them float up into the sky. As she looked up at the colorful balloons drifting away, she felt a sense of peace wash over her. She realized that no matter how different people might seem on the outside, deep down, we're all just children at heart, searching for joy and adventure. And with that realization, she fell asleep contentedly, ready for whatever new wonders the dream world had in store. And so, every night, the little girl returned to the dream world, embarking on new adventures and discovering new wonders. Whether it was exploring underwater kingdoms or braving dark forests, she always found a sense of courage and joy within herself. And as she grew older, she realized that these magical nighttime journeys had taught her important lessons about bravery, empathy, and the power of imagination. So here's to many more restful nights filled with sweet dreams and endless possibilities. Good night, my dear.